here we are. Wow, you weren't kidding. Time really has stopped here. That's what happens when a world's creator stops overseeing the creation and doesn't give it a proper conclusion. No kidding. Especially in the context of this world. Well, go do what you need to do and holler if you need me. Well, the place I need to go is, like, really far away from here. Don't worry about that. I have the special ability of mythical Pokemon Deus Ex Machina. Okay, sure, let's go with that, I guess. Actually, why don't you come with me? There's something that just crossed my mind. Okay, time to transition to the traveling exposition scene. So, if time stops like this, what happens to the Celebi and Dialga? Aren't they the rulers of time? Shouldn't they be governing this stuff? That's not exactly how it works. Yes, those Pokemon do have their time powers, but they follow the same principles as even the mortals of their realms. Now about that, what if it's a slice of life and not a running plot? Does time still stop for that? As long as there is no current running plot, then in that case, time doesn't stop. Time is confusing. That is often the case for mortals. Any other questions? Yeah, Sapling Village is just up ahead. Only problem is that place doesn't have any official backgrounds, and the only thing it has is its Arc 1 design. If I head there right now, will I be able to find him? The design hasn't been updated since it was officially posted, so you can go in. Okay, that's one problem, but there's still no official background, and reading the unreleased Mission 8 epilogue implies that the only possible location Shroomsworth can be is indoors. How can you tell it's indoors and not outdoors? Why would Shroomsworth be talking to Malt outdoors? What's saying they're specifically indoors? For all we know, they could be outside. That's a fair point, but we're in the canon universe, so canonically, they have to be in a specific point. Channel, this is your video. Just go do what you came here to do. Fine. Well, this is it. Hubby's coming home. What? Why do I have movement? What happened to my voice? Kathy, is that you? Nope, I'm just a dude. What is going on here? Well, you probably won't believe this, but I've been given the right to have you and Rhodes as characters. But that can't be right. I belong to Rico. You mean Luvachi? I see. But why didn't you take his advice and make something original? Well, to be honest, I threw in that question in the interview as a little silly thing because, haha, Shroomsworth husbando. Wouldn't it be funny if I asked? But boy, was I in for a shock, and now here we are. Also, I hate seeing perfectly good and unruined concepts such as you wasted and left to rot. I believe as long as it's not tarnished, it can be salvaged to something greater. But I have a canon sex scene that was advertised to the public, and it traumatized people. Actually, your creator told me that was meant to be private, but was taken by Glip and shoved into the public for absolutely no reason whatsoever. I perceive that as no fault of your creator, and more so of Glitch Puppet. That doesn't matter. I still have a negative connotation to my name. Doesn't have to have one. What would you even do with me and Rhodes? Well, I'm going to give you both a better, more positive place to stay than this rather interesting hellhole. And what exactly does that entail? Well, I'll tell you all about it while we go and get Rhodes. This key isn't a one-time use object. Wait, before we go, I have one more question. Since I belong to you now, does this conversation even matter? All my thoughts and actions are now up to your decisions, so is there even a point to this current narrative? Think of it this way, at least I'm not making you blindly agree to me and follow my commands like a mind-broken slave. Trust me, this is a lot better than constantly being made non-consensual porn of. I'll make sure you and Rhodes are treated the correct way. As characters, not as, you know. You know, you're absolutely right. I'd rather not have that happen to me again. Or Rhodes for that matter, especially not Rhodes. Alright, say goodbyes to this place, because after that screen transition, we're getting Rhodes off camera, because his only official sprites are the April Fool's reboot ones, and I'm not drawing the rest of his body, nor am I recording more lines for this part. Might as well make it count. I can't believe this is goodbye. Goodbye from the place I was conceived in. All the memories, both good and bad. All the people that have looked up to me and enjoyed what I've brought to the table. Oh, I'm sure there will be people that still remember you, most definitely, but they'll see you under a new light, hopefully. Yes, of course. Will I remember any of my time here in Tao? Out of character? Yes. In character? Nah. I'm content. Let's get moving, shall we?